Hi, I'm Carissa Spatcher. I'm a grip, and I'm here at High Output Rhode Island with High Output Academy and WIFVNE. I joined the film union in New England, and I started working as a rig and grip. We are problem solvers. For instance, on a job that I keyed last summer, the cinematographer wanted a camera crane, but it was a low-budget movie. So I designed one out of speed rail for him, which is 1.25" aluminum pipe, 20 feet long, with fittings that are readily available from vendors. I put together a camera crane with a 13-foot reach that could take an Arri Maxima gimbal with an Alexa Mini camera. It worked great. There are a lot of different types of grips. In terms of a typical grip crew, you have your key grip, your best person grip, and then you have your third grip. And then there are shooting grips and rigging grips. Rigging grips usually come in before the set is going to be used and pre-rig points to hang lights or build blackout structures or other things that a light or a camera may need to go on. And I'll say a little note about best boy. That term is used for a second in command, but I don't like it. It has some gender problems and racial problems, and let's just bestie coining it. So grips work with both camera and electric departments. Working with the electric department is to complete a lighting setup. So the electricians will set the lights, wire them, run all the cables, and then the grips come in and place diffusion in front of the lights, might shape the lights with cutters and flags, nets, what have you. And an example of working with the camera department is that grips are responsible for camera movement. So we might set up a dolly track to put a camera dolly on, or assist with a larger camera crane. We would be the ones helping the crane technician and the camera department get that set up and working and safely and all that. So when I get a job, I call one of the rental agents at High Output, and then I kind of give them a list of what I want to get, and they put a quote together, and then I usually give that to the UPM on the job and say, hey, how's this? And usually they try to whittle you down. Do you really need that? Yes. In terms of keying jobs, it is through networking. It's through, oh, this first AD that I know is doing this job and she put my name in, or somebody I know is working on it and they're going to, suggest my name to the producer, and then it's about talking to that person and sending them a resume and meeting with the cinematographer and giving references and all that. So that part is kind of like a traditional job search. But a lot of it is just about who you know, who you've met, who you've worked with. And the more you do that, the farther you can go. Working in New England, you drive a lot to get to work. But I really love it when I can work in Rhode Island. So please, go to the Armory. Use the Armory Productions. It's cool. We try to have as many local people working on jobs at any given time. It gets difficult when it's super busy. We do get people who come in from out of town. Most of the work in New England is union, and it's been getting busier and busier. It's really the only way to go to be professional in this area and in most areas. The union protects you, it protects your rates, it protects your working conditions. It ensures that you will have a turnaround, that you will have certain meal conditions, that you will be paid a certain amount. I actually just ran for president of 481, and a big thing for me was, how do we protect the work within New England for New Englanders? I would love to see department heads be all local. So that's why I step up and take key jobs. And I'm always doing personal outreach when I meet people, especially other women, to try to encourage them to try it out. I think the reason for the low percentage of women is largely perception, which we all have our own perceptions about what we can do, what we're capable of doing. And for a lot of the women that I talk to and do end up trying gripping, they're like, oh, this isn't so hard. Or like, oh, I can do this. And it's like, I also work on cars, and I find the same thing to be true of that world. It's like something you never thought that you could do until you try it, and until you see that there are other people. Like, I'm not the biggest, strongest person out there, but I can do all of the work that one person has to do for the job. You're only expected to do one person's work. And so anyone can do it. It's just about having that confidence in your mind that you can and that you belong there, which I believe that the environment is more open now, and it's only getting more and more so. Working on a big budget thing, you always have a bigger crew. It's sometimes easier because you have more people, but sometimes there's so much work and it's such a larger scale that you're just running around all the time. I do find that working on lower budget, smaller projects, you have much more of usually a better camaraderie amongst the whole crew, because people want to see the project done and they're more invested in it personally. So it can be kind of more fun sometimes to work on something smaller. So I've worked on both TV series and features. TV series tend to be a longer run, sometimes 8 or 9 months long, and they're sort of broken down by episode, so maybe 10 days per episode. And occasionally with TV, you'll have 2 separate cinematographers who come in and alternate episodes. You also might have a different director for each episode. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. A feature does tend to be a little bit of a shorter run, like 3 or 4 months. Last year I worked on Dexter season 9, and then I did the Whitney Houston biography, I Want to Dance with Somebody. And next I'll be keying a pilot. I'm Carissa Spatcher, and you can email me at carissa.spatcher@gmail.com.